Hi, this is Steve from yourcreativelife.com, talking today about how do you do research for a meeting, a TV or a film meeting. If you're meeting with a production company, what kind of research do you do? How do you get into that? Now, this is a fresh idea for me because I'm doing research all the time. I just had a meeting this very day with an executive that I know and have known for a little while, but the rules are the same in terms of how to prepare and how to do the research to make sure that you're ready to have the meeting. So the first thing that we often always do when we research is we go to Google, and that's perfectly fine. You can go to Google and just Google the person's name, the executive's name, or the production company, or both, and see what comes up. And you'll probably get some good basic information about that person if they're listed on IMDb or other places. The other thing is to search specifically IMDb or look at the trades. Go to your favorite entertainment industry news feed like Deadline, Hollywood, or the Hollywood Reporter online and put in the name of the person or the company and see what comes up. The whole idea here is that these people at this company, whoever they are, they eat, breathe, and sleep all of the projects that they do, and you want to at least try to catch up to the kinds of things they make. What are the sorts of things they make, and what are the specific things they make? And then once you've found those things out, I would say by all means, watch everything you can in that realm. It definitely helps for you to know the flavor. Let's say, if you're shopping and you're going to CVS or you're going to a grocery store, you kind of want to know what kinds of things do these people do? Do they make? What's the sensibility? What does it look like? When was the last thing? Do they make comedies? Do they make dramas? Do they make diverse entertainment? Are there, Black or Asian people in it? Are they laugh out loud comedies? Are they features? What are they? Do they appear on streaming or network? Is it crime or is it just drama without crime? Is it soapy? All of those things are things worth finding out because when you have a conversation with these people, you're going to want to be able to traffic and or talk about and or present ideas to these folks around the kinds of things that they normally buy and that they normally make. So number one, Google, do a general thing and go to news magazines and see what you can find out what kind of stuff they make, and then watch the stuff. The other thing you're going to do with the name of the person or the name of the company or the chief creative person is, and I think this is one of the most important things you can do, is you are going to put into the Google search the person's name and then podcast interview. And when you do that, you're going to find, hopefully, podcasts they've been on, talk shows they've been on, audio or video, anything that you can find where you can hear in their own words, in their own voice, what it is that they value about their creativity, perhaps the origin story of their creativity, their life as a writer, their life as a director. Maybe there's an article to read where they say chapter and verse, I was born in Arkansas and I did this in college and I did this in high school. All of that information is stuff that you should have at the ready. And if you can hear it in their own voice and know all those things about them, then it's a great way to get ready for a meeting by finding out in their own words what it is that they do and why it is that they do what they do. The other thing that I would recommend doing is look them up on social media. Find them on on Twitter, X, or are they on Instagram? Are they on Facebook? On the one hand, you might say, oh, I don't want to be a stalker. But on the other hand, to get into a meeting with an executive or an executive's, the big wig's powerful assistant or executive in charge of production or whoever it is, and be able to say, we have some mutual friends. I actually went to college with so-and-so, and I know you know so-and-so. Or, I went to church with such and such, and I know you know such and such. Any of those connections are really good because, as I've said in other videos, it makes you a little more familiar and a little less foreign to those people. And these meetings are all about the connections that you can make, all about being in a room with somebody and having them come away saying, oh, I really like that person, really like that guy or that gal, and I'd really like to work with them down the line. Because maybe or maybe not, you'll pitch something that they want, or they'll have something that they want to hire you for. But even if not, the whole goal is to become comfortable with that person and make a really good impression. So to recap, Google and look for general information, look at the press for the Hollywood Reporter, those sorts of things, and find out what kinds of material these people make. Then watch that material as much as you can. Google so-and-so name, podcast interview, and hear in their own voice what it is they value, how they came into the industry, what their work is, all of that sort of thing. And then go to social media and try to find out, what are they saying on Twitter? What are their philosophies? What do they like? What do they not like? Do they know people who you know? And use all that information to then create and have this kind of body of this idea of who the person is before you get to the meeting. That is one way that you do research prior to a meeting. Now, there are other things that you can do to prepare yourself, and you should look on this channel for how to take a meeting is one of the videos that I have on here, and how to introduce yourself. All of those things are really valuable. Take a look at those videos as well. But this is the way that you research the person you're meeting with so that you're ready then to have a discussion with them. Last thing that I do in terms of the research is I look for a recent picture of the person who I'm going to meet with, especially if I haven't met them before. And once I find a picture on, on the internet, I will print it out and I'll put it on my wall. And that way, if you are meeting with somebody who has a very strange haircut, or a bizarre thing on their face, a mole or whatever, I can get used to that before I go to the meeting by having the photo on my wall, affirming good thoughts and positive vibes toward that person. And I can kind of virtually, in an energetic way, feel like I'm getting to know the person before I sit down with them, so that by the time I sit down with them, I don't need to be thrown by whatever their physical looks, their vibe, their hair, their whatever, because I have this picture and I've spent time with them in an energetic sense. So those are some of the things that I recommend in terms of research for a meeting prior to going, whether it's a film meeting or a TV meeting or a general executive meeting or an agent meeting. It's just a wonderful way to familiarize yourself with who you're going to sit down with and find out a little bit about them so that you can then ask intelligent questions about their life, their history, this movie, that movie, or having seen some stuff, say, well, how did you make this choice? Or where did you film that? Or I really love this scene. And all of those things make you a much better interview, a much better conversational partner in a meeting than you would otherwise be. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. I put brand new videos on this channel every single week. And as you can see, there are over 100 of them right here to improve your creative life, your life as a writer, your life as a writer of films and television and plays and people who are in the industry. So all of this is for you. Check it out. Subscribe if you haven't done that already, and go to yourcreativelife.com to find out all this great information about other things that you can glean from my work as a coach. I can actually directly help you with your writing or with your career. And all of that information is on yourcreativelife.com. And there's also information there to sign up for my newsletter, which comes out once a month, and to listen to the Secret Writer podcast, which is a super interesting, fun, and enjoyable podcast that I'm doing with my friend Nick Job, who's a writing consultant. And he and I talk about, well, we call it therapy for writers. It's kind of the inner look at what it's like to be a creative, a writer in this industry, in this town. And it's really juicy, if I do say so myself. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.